Hello, it's time for another episode of Retrospection. And here, time is relevant, or maybe it's not. To answer that chronological question, we need the help of Sapphire and Steel, a British TV show that ran from 1978 to 1982. My name's Colin, and all irregularities will be handled by the forces controlling each dimension.
What? All irregularities?
All of them, including yours.
I mean, I've got a few.
You have.
Can they handle it?
They'll have to. They've no choice. That's what they're tasked to do.
Which element would come for me then, do you reckon?
Blancmange. Blancmange is an element, right?
It is if I make it. And my name's Paul, and no one is to come back into this room, not until we've done what we have to.
You said that before, just after leaving the bathroom.
Were you there?
Yeah. Watching.
Right. All right.
IMDb says a pair of interdimensional operatives, Sapphire and Steel, are two of multiple elements that assume human form and are sent to investigate strange events where they appear to be engaged in guarding the continuing flow of time.
Full disclosure, I thought I'd seen Sapphire and Steel and I hadn't, so I had absolutely no idea what this was about.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
We'll have to talk about that.
I'm not sure I still do, but we'll talk about that as well.
This episode stars David McCallum as Steel, Joanna Lumley as Sapphire, Stephen O'Shea as Robert Jardine, and Tamazin Bridge as Helen Jardine. Created by Peter J. Hammond.
Yeah, he pretty much wrote all of it, but I think is it one story in the last series that he didn't write?
Yep. Mm-hmm. And he wrote the novelisation too.
Yeah, he did. Didn't he come up with the idea for the show when he stayed at apparently a haunted castle? I know how you feel about haunted castles.
Yes, they're just castles.
Hey, I'm not going to tell you my story again.
I know,
but you know, I've been haunted.
No, you haven't.
All right, okay.
Peter J. Hammond also wrote Dixon of Dark Green, Z-Cars, and episodes of The Sweeney.
Yeah, this is quite a departure for him then, really, isn't it? This show
feels like it, yeah. Yeah.
No screaming cars, no all right governors, none of that business.
No.
Any of this.
Yeah. Yeah. We should point out that we are looking at episode 1, which is the first part of a 6-part story, and that this episode is only 30 minutes long.
Yeah, so we'll be gone soon.
Yeah. Whoa, hold on. Speak for yourself.
Although knowing us, we could probably string it out for about 4 hours.
Oh, I'm sure we'll manage.
We'll see how it goes.
Originally conceived as a children's show, but changed to a more adult time slot, mostly to get a slightly bigger budget. When I say bigger, I mean 10p instead of 5p.
Yeah.
Got really good ratings at the time.
Yeah, but it got moved around a lot, didn't it?
Yeah.
Time slots and things. I never realised that David McCallum and Joanna Lumley was such in demand, because that was one of the reasons that the production was so haphazard, wasn't it? Because they weren't available all the time.
Yes, they were in demand a lot, apparently. Yeah.
Was this New Avengers time as well then? 79. Probably wasn't it?
Yeah, probably. Which actually leads me into something. We should say to our listeners outside of the UK that Joanna Lumley is a national treasure.
She is indeed, yeah.
I never really understood why. I never got the allure of Joanna Lumley, and it's because I never seen anything that she's in except for maybe a few episodes of Ab Fab, Absolutely Fabulous, and that's later in her life. Mm-hmm. But recently I have watched all of the New Avengers, and now I totally get it.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
However, if you want to hear my opinion of the New Avengers, you'll have to sign up to our Patreon and listen to our episode of What Did We See, where I'll be talking about it.
Well, I'm sure that the New Avengers will pop up in the main show at some point, Colin, won't it?
Maybe. Actually, it's more that in the New Avengers, her character is really smart, athletic, and apparently it looks to me like Lumley does a lot of her own stunts in the show.
Yeah, she's pretty fit.
Yeah.
And I mean fit as in healthy, not fit as in 12-year-old school ground vernacular.
Oh, I'm glad you added vernacular.
Yeah. I was stretching for a word there. You see me scraping at the walls looking for a word.
Yeah. You got any other info?
Not a lot, really. You covered a lot of it. This was screened at around 7 p.m. originally. I was guessing if it was going to be a TV show for kids, it would have been on a lot earlier.
Yeah.
But kids, this would have been right over the top of kids' heads.
Would it? I think kids were smarter back then.
Really? Do you reckon?
Yeah. They had lots of weird shows for kids.
I think if I saw this in 1979, this would have confused the hell out of me.
Yeah, I meant most kids, normal kids. Not special ones.
Thank you. I know I'm special.
Oh,
Thank
yes,
you.
you are.
Some ITV regions didn't even show the final episodes until 2 years after the show had ended.
Well, did they give a reason?
It was because without a regular production schedule, because it began being broadcast in different time slots at different dates all across the UK ITV network, that I guess they just kind of lost interest.
I see.
And I think there was a whole thing with, was it Central TV or something like that? There was a whole franchise thing going on.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, things were falling apart a little bit, and
Right.
so that might have been a factor.
Yeah.
Sapphire's powers in the show, they're signified by her eyes turning blue, right?
Yep.
Could have been a lot worse. Originally, it was going to be a throbbing blue vein in her head.
Ooh.
That would have really off-putting.
It would have been,
I don't like the sound of that.
That effects is really hard to do. Someone had to hold her head still.
Really?
Yeah, because she had to be perfectly still for them to map the light on her eyes.
Not a bad job, though, is it, really?
Holding her head still?
Getting close to Joanna Lumley?
Yeah, all right. Getting creepy now, pal.
I just meant, I'm sure that, she's a star, isn't she? You
Yeah.
know, and,
Yeah. So
moving on.
watching this though, it's one of those really cheap British TV shows. But I think it's one of those shows where that cheapness actually helps the production.
Yeah, and I think I'm going to talk about the production when we get into it, because for what it obviously cost, they do a lot with that set.
Yeah.
In this first episode, I can only talk about. I haven't seen beyond this.
Right.
But the set and the sound design as well, top notch.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you should say this as a spoiler, but do you know what happens in the very last episode? How they finished the series?
No. And I don't really want to know because I don't want to spoil the end of this
All right.
podcast. But there's a reason why I don't want to know. Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, shall we get into the episode?
I've got more facts.
Oh, okay.
Let's talk merchandising. So there wasn't a lot of it at the time.
Okay. Retrospection T-shirts, retrospection hats. I'm thinking pens.
Yeah.
What? Come on then. Let's talk about merchandising. We could go big.
Briefs?
No, let's do it long. Let's keep it long. We don't want to do a short
No,
conversation.
underpants with our faces right on the crotch. And then whose face would sell more than the other? Do you think? Which one of our faces would people want most on their briefs?
I think they should put your face on the back of the pants and then have a little flap where your mouth is so you could open it, and then when people you just open the flap where the mouth is to use the bathroom.
Well, would you wear your own face or would you wear mine?
I'd wear my own face. I'm not having your face anywhere near my crotch. Not again.
No, you wouldn't buy one with my face, turn them inside out, and put them in that way around.
No.
No.
No. I get a rash.
It's the beard, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But there were a few things at the time for Sapphire and Steel that was merchandised. There was, as you said, the novelisation.
Yeah. There must have been an annual.
There was an annual in 1981 that was released by World Distributors. I don't own a copy of that, so I'll have to be on the lookout for it. I didn't even know it existed.
Oh, Holy Grail.
Holy Grail, yeah. And do you remember Looking, the children's magazine from back in our day?
Yeah.
There was a comic strip in that ran for 76 issues of Looking from August 79 to April 81.
Ooh. I got a lot of scans of Looking, so.
Oh, well, there you go. I wonder if it had ever been released in like a paperback form or something like that. Because I'd be quite interested in that.
Have to look. Depends on who owns the copyright for it. And also, after the show had finished later, there are radio dramas.
Yeah, they starred I think David Warner's in them.
Mm.
It's not David McCallum and Joanna Lumley. It's I think it's David Warner and Susanna Harker. They're
Big
those
Finish Productions.
Big Finish, yeah,
Yeah.
the ones that do the Doctor Who stuff. And I think they
Yeah.
did some Space 1999 stuff as well.
Did.
Didn't
Yeah, I think they did some Callan too.
they? Oh, wow. The show was filmed at BBC Elstree Centre, ATV Studios, Bournemouth.
Oh, we could give the full postcode.
What was the one? W1 something. What was the swap shop one? Can you remember that one?
Not the postcode, no.
Yeah.
The thing that's funny about those old shows like Swap Shop and Saturday Superstar, whenever they have someone who wins something who writes in, they used to say their full address.
They did, yeah. Which is why it always became ingrained in your mind as a kid.
No, they'd say the person's address who won.
Oh,
So
right.
they say Karen, I was going to say Karen Carpenter, but, not the singer. Karen Carpenter, age 9, lives at 43 Burham Road, blah, blah, blah. But they'd give the full address. You'd be like, oh, you just doxed her.
Especially if she won a really good toy or something.
Yeah.
Because that's getting nicked. Yeah. Did you read what the original working title of the show was called?
Oh, yes. Oh, no. It was something really like Time Riders or something really lame.
It was called The Time Menders.
Time Menders, yeah. It was
Yeah.
too close to Time Benders, isn't it?
Is that one of those movies?
Yeah, it's a parody of it.
It's a parody, yeah. And yeah, that's pretty much all I could discover about Sapphire and Steel.
All right, so let's get on with the episode. Oh, actually, before we do, let's listen to a trailer.
All irregularities will be handled by the forces controlling each dimension. Transuranic heavy elements may not be used where there is life. Medium atomic weights are available. Gold, lead, copper, jet, diamond, radium, sapphire, silver, and steel. Sapphire and steel have been assigned.
David McCallum and Joanna Lumley are back from the future in one of the most original fantasy thrillers ever seen. When menacing forces break through the time barrier, Sapphire and Steel are there.
There is a time break.
They are detectives from another dimension.
That's interesting.
Their mission is to destroy the alien intruders,
Well, somebody has to.
regain control of the present,
Oh, fascinating.
and restore the barriers of time.
It's all very significant.
It is a fantasy series of uncommon originality.
Yes, it was.
David McCallum and Joanna Lumley are Sapphire and Steel.
All right, two things. Favorite element? It's got to be Jet. Second, Back to the Future?
Yeah, that was a bit. When was that trailer made?
Don't know.
Yeah,
It's for home video, so it could have been the 80s.
probably. Yeah, probably was. Yeah,
Yeah, because they're not back from any future.
they're not. Well, not in this episode. As I say, I don't know what happens in the rest of it. So I haven't got that far yet. So yeah, we'll see. For a change though, it was a trailer that actually didn't really lie. It did sort of tell you exactly what the show was.
Yeah, yeah. A fantasy of uncommon originality.
Exactly. It didn't. No exaggeration there because it's pretty original.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. So we begin in a farmhouse. We learn that it's in a remote area of somewhere with a bay around it. And we hear loud ticking clocks and a howling wind. And there's clocks everywhere. You like a room with a lot of clocks, don't you?
I was about to say I've never seen so many clocks. That's
Yeah.
clocks.
I know.
CLOCKS. The credits as well to this, before we really get into it, they're like the Superman movie credits, but if you only had £2.50 to spend.
Oh, it wobbling all over the show.
Yeah, they're a bit wobbly, yes.
Yeah. A woman and a girl can be heard having fun upstairs, yeah, while they're doing times tables. Have you ever had fun while doing your times tables?
Never. I can categorically state I've never had fun with maths ever.
No.
Never once. No.
So if I was to say to you which is your favourite times table, you would not have one.
Oh no, I hate them all equally.
Okay.
Yeah. And if we get past 9, then there's no point, is there?
No.
No. I love the design of this house, by the way. This is where I think that they really work with what they've got and make it work as well. It feels real and lived in.
Yes.
It doesn't, even though it's obviously Studio Line set that we're used to in these kind of era shows. these British shows.
Yeah.
It feels a bit more real than some of the other stuff that we've covered on this show, I think.
Yeah. I think it's partly because it has actual upstairs and
Yeah.
feels like like you said, it feels like a real house.
Yeah, and you can work out the geography of the house quite
Yes.
easily, the way it
Yeah.
all works. Yeah, it's very good.
The girl says she wants a story, and the father agrees. And all this is done as the camera is shifting around the house.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, there's a very odd, off-kilter feel to it as well, isn't there, in the way it's shot, I think.
The way it's shot, the way it looks, and the way it sounds.
Oh, the sound design, all the ticking and the whirring on top of that, and then there's every little footstep and the wind howling outside. It's really builds the atmosphere from like the ground up.
Yeah. And we finally see the daughter on the bed, but we don't see the parents. Meanwhile, the boy sits alone, surrounded by the loudest clocks on the planet. Suddenly, they all stop.
Yeah, it's like in my house when a clock stops and it takes me 6 months to replace a single battery.
We can still got clocks running on batteries.
What do yours run on?
Magic.
I thought you were going to say dilithium crystals.
They run on pure willpower. I command them to run, and they do.
What, your willpower?
Yes. How dare you stop, clock? And it just keeps going.
All right, if you say so. I mean, I'm not sure about that. Got it. All right.
The boy, now disturbed by all the clocks stopping, goes upstairs calling his dad. There's no reply. There's a strange pulsing sound.
That'll be all the clocks.
They've stopped.
I was making a cock joke.
Were you?
Yeah, I'd have to
That's
explain it.
That's unlike you.
I've moved on.
Have you?
This is me regressing.
Oh, okay.
You've been gone a long time, Colin. I have this
True.
thing. I've had to get back into it. I have to put the suit of filth back on.
So you have to start at the beginning again?
I am. It's like a whole, I've gone backwards. I've regressed. This is what you do to me.
Oh.
That's
Nice.
That sounded wrong, didn't it?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
You make me feel dirty, Colin.
All right, well, don't say it with such a grin on your face. The boy hears his sister, Helen, crying. He runs into the room. The rocking chair is still moving, but the parents have vanished.
Just disappeared into the ether.
Yes.
Spooky, isn't it?
It is, yeah. The boy goes to a telephone box, calls for the police. They're sending somebody over. And as I said, we learn that the house is remote, so it's going to take them an hour to turn up, which is, which is normal response time for now in the middle of the city centre.
And then some.
Yeah. But there's a knock at the door.
Oh, well, you've missed the great computer graphics sequence.
Okay, go on. Explain this great computer graphics sequence.
Well, we see some computer graphics on the screen, but they're not computer graphics either because they're all hand animated.
And what do they say?
Oh, it's just a load of gobbledygook, isn't it? And then you see all the elements flying at the screen, and then we fix on sapphire and steel.
I must have dozed off at that bit.
You completely missed that.
I think I did.
Wow,
What was I doing?
it's quite a big moment.
Yeah, it sounds
Yeah.
big. It sounds huge.
It was. Well, I mean, I'm overselling it.
Sounds amazing. In fact, I'm just going to go back now and rewatch it. Better be good. Hold on a second. Oh, it was all right, Paul. It wasn't that great.
Well, I said I didn't mean to oversell it.
Oh, all right.
Mm-hmm.
He opens the door, thinking it's a bit quick for the police, but, And Sapphire and Steel step in.
These performances are very otherworldly, aren't they?
Yes, and they're clearly been defined by the names of who they are and the characters. So, like David McCallum, he's cold, he's grey, he's stilted, everything's exact. He is Steel.
You get the vibe that the things that are playing at being people
Yeah.
that
So
they're
it's
not people.
It's a feeling I get from you sometimes. It is. It's uncanny.
It's a feeling I give myself sometimes,
it?
Colin. Yeah. By the way, can I just say that this little girl playing the sister freaks me out.
Why?
It's the way she talks. Everything's very quiet like this, and she doesn't look up. And
Well, she's-
everything's, I don't know. Mummy and Daddy disappeared. They just
Well- She's traumatized. They vanished in front of her.
I don't like it.
No.
Don't like it. I don't mean I don't like it in a bad way. I just mean it freaks me out. You know.
Yeah, maybe she'll turn out to be the bad person, the villain.
Don't spoil it.
I don't know. Just saying.
You've seen all these, haven't you?
No, I've never watched it before.
Have you not?
No. It's one of those shows that I always go, I must watch this, and then I don't.
That surprises me.
Sapphire and Steele know a lot about the Jardines, and they discuss the age of the house and the old family name, and they decided it's kind of like it's a pressure point for time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. This kid's got some game, though, hasn't he? I mean, he's just lost his parents, and then he's fancying his luck with Sapphire, isn't he? He basically says that she's got a sexy name, doesn't he?
Well, he doesn't put it like that, but yes, he's wowed by her beauty.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, you would be, wouldn't you?
Yes.
Mm-mm.
They decide to go to the top room, taking some clocks with them.
David McCallum says the word clock way too much in this. Everything's
he?
clock, 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 clock.
Well, maybe he just likes clocks.
Well, you know.
Each
been
to
said.
their own.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe he's a wind-up merchant.
Spends all his days on TikTok.
Here we go.
Here we go. Strap in.
They haven't got time for this. Robert wants to know what's going on. He didn't
You're
tell them
alarming
arrive.
me. You're alarming me.
Always. And wants to know what is happening, right? And Sapphire explains that there is a corridor of time. It surrounds all things and passes through all things. You can't see it, only sometimes when it's dangerous. You can't enter into time, but sometimes time can enter the present, burst through and take things, people. The corridor is very strong. Sometimes the corridor, though, can get very worn in places like an old piece of fabric, and time can slip through those places. Sapphire believes that time has broken through and taken away Robert and Helen's parents.
This is incredibly high concept for TV at the time, I feel.
Mm.
Don't you think it's for a show that isn't aimed at kids like Doctor Who?
Right.
Do you really think that audiences would get this back then?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, because this is from an era when shows didn't always explain everything to you.
I kind of miss that.
Yeah,
Don't you?
me too. Yeah.
You know, I mean, we're doing a whole podcast called Retrospection, so clearly we do. But
No, I hate this old shit.
yeah, 10 years flies by, doesn't it? Talking about things you don't like.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I was surprised because obviously, as I say, I knew what the show was, but I didn't really know what it was about.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a nice surprise that it was so well put together, you know.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel like it wasn't thought out properly either.
No, it's not like they're making it up as they go along like a lot of shows today.
Yeah, doesn't feel like that at all. No.
Yeah. So they recreate the last moment before the parents vanished. Helen in bed, Robert sitting where his father was, and Sapphire sits where their mother was. And they learn that they were reading a nursery rhyme at the time. Ring a Ring of Roses, apparently written at the time of the plague.
Mm-hmm.
Steele tells Sapphire to read the rhyme, and he winds up the clocks. He gives her instructions on how to read it. As Sapphire reads, the clocks stop.
McCallum's great in this little sequence as well because he's like a coiled spring, isn't he? He's like sniffing the air at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really good performance.
He's good in it. I like him. And it's a hard performance to do because he has to like understate everything.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a great example of how to do lots of heavy exposition but make it not feel like it's exposition. It feels like it's all organic and part of what's going on, as opposed to lots of, like you say, lots of things now where people just spill out whole bits of stuff, you know?
Yeah. A door opens on its own and a ghostly woman carrying a candle appears. There's a scream. Wind whips through the room as a male voice starts doing a version of the rhyme. He appears in a shimmering light. Sapphire reads the poem backwards. Steele tells her to tear the rhyme out of the book and destroy it.
You know, this would have scared the crap out of me as a kid in 1979.
Would it?
God, yeah. I mean, it's pretty freaky, isn't it?
Just
I mean,
little old 20-year-old you sitting there watching.
20? I really like the shot where it was clearly just chroma key, but it looked really good. I like the shot where the room pulls away into the distance.
Yeah.
That was really good, and it all feels like magic or science that's so beyond our understanding that it feels like magic.
Yeah, well, it does that neat thing of not really explaining it, just enough.
Because it's almost so alien that we wouldn't be able to understand it.
Yeah, the show treats us the way Sapphire and Steel treat the people they meet.
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
you do.
Well, really? Well, what's the point of explaining things to you? They don't exist.
At this point, 40 odd years into it, I get it, Colin. It's fine. It's all right.
Steel makes Robert and Helen leave the room, right? And instructs Sapphire to burn the poem downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
When Robert later enters the kitchen, he finds Sapphire wearing a different dress. She explains that her clothes are not real and she can change her look wherever she feels like it.
She's not a redhead. I'll say that.
No, she's not.
No.
No.
But give the young kid his due. He tries it again, doesn't he?
He does, yeah, but she's not having any of it.
It's a good thing that he was standing behind that chair, though. I think.
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At that age, you haven't got any control, have you? I mean,
That's
up
true.
and down like a rocket,
Yeah. She talks about the corridor and their past jobs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Still tells him that there are creatures in the corridor looking for a way in, from the creatures from the beginning of time.
Yeah. We've all been there.
Yeah. What? In a corridor looking for a way in? Oh, do you mean you're a creature from the beginning of time?
Pick one.
Take
Colin.
one. Take both.
Take both. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could be either.
Meanwhile, while they're having the conversation, Helen goes back into the room and starts singing Ring a Ring of Roses.
Yeah, bloody kids.
Yeah, but the clock stopped. As Sapphire and Steel realise what is happening, they run up to the bedroom, but the door is locked. And that's where the episode ends.
What a cliffhanger.
Yeah. I was going to play the jingle, Paul, but the jingle's probably longer than the episode.
There's no more time to wait. They've got to reach a conclusion. Do they love or do they hate? What's the bloody resolution? A hit or a miss? A hit or a miss? A hit or a miss? Did what they watched create a grin, or did they stab their eyes out? Did they wanna chuck it in the bin or bellow a rejoicing shout? A hit or a miss? 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 What is the final word? Should it be deeply buried in a pit? A delicious delight, or is it a tangly turd? Let's listen to Colin and Paul talk shit. A hit or a miss? A hit or a miss? A hit or a miss? A hit or a miss?
So, Paul, what did you think of this first episode of Sapphire and Steel?
So I always said I've been aware of Sapphire and Steel, but I'd never seen it. So unless maybe as a kid it might have been on in the background, my parents maybe watched it, because I kind of have a memory of it, but not
Right.
ever really watching it. And it probably went over my head at the time.
You were short.
True. Or I just wasn't interested. Because no spaceships and laser beams going off or anything like that, which is what I would have been into in 1979.
Yeah, because you were 20.
Yeah. We're going to keep this narrative going, are we? All right. When I was 20. That's why it's great when we cover this stuff for the podcast and it opens up something that feels completely new and surprising to me, which is what this was. I thought the performances are fantastic. I thought Lumley and McCallum really do feel like otherworldly beings that are inside human bodies or are faking being inside human bodies. I don't know. As I say, I'm going to find out. I thought the sound design especially was great. And the set was great, and the way it was used, all very atmospheric. And the premise itself, it's high concept, but it doesn't feel dumbed down. It's trusting its viewer to find their own way through it, I think, as opposed to, like we said, things today that just explain everything overly and are really just simple, aren't they?
Yeah.
And as someone who loves a self-contained haunted house type story, this was really up my street, I thought it was great. I really, really enjoyed it, and I was surprised because I really had no preconception going in. As I said, I didn't even know what the premise was.
Right.
You know, there could have been two detectives called Sapphire and Steel for all I know. I knew it was kind of vaguely sci-fi, but I didn't know exactly why it was sci-fi.
Yeah.
And this is a great find for me. I'm really glad that you chose this for the podcast because
You're welcome.
I'm definitely going to be completing the show.
Excellent.
It grabbed me from the opening moments, and I knew I was in straight away. This is most definitely a hit for me.
Oh,
Yeah, really, 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 really like the show.
cool.
Go on.
Wow. No, I agree. It's a great show. I'm also going to watch the rest of them
Are
as soon
you?
as I get a chance. Yeah, definitely. Like you said, I enjoyed the characters. I like the acting. I like the sound of it all, and I do like the. I hate to use the word cheapness because that's a negative term, but I do like that budget constrained atmosphere that it has.
I think it lends itself to having to be more creative, I think.
Yeah, and it reminds
With
me of
what
a
you have.
time like early Doctor Who, Quatermass.
Yeah,
You know,
but it was
those-
good, you mean?
Yeah, but it was
Yeah.
good, yeah. But it's just those weird shows where they don't really explain stuff. They make you think about what's going on, and they make you have to pull from it to
Yeah.
understand it. Yeah, so for me, it's also a hit, and I look forward to watching the rest of it.
But yeah, you going back to right to the beginning of the episode, then you know how it ends, right?
Oh, only because I accidentally. Oh, there's a documentary. It's only about 25 minutes, 30 minutes on YouTube, put together by, I think it's probably Shout Factory, and they talk about how the show ended.
I saw that, and we discussed it beforehand, didn't we? And you said you were going to watch that.
Yeah.
And I decided not to watch it because I didn't want to find anything out, and I was worried that it was going to, especially because I watched the episode first, and then I thought, do I watch it or do I not watch it? And then I thought, no, I don't want to spoil it for myself.
Good move.
Yeah, so I'm glad you didn't drop it in into the conversation without me
Right. Yeah,
being able to stop you. So yeah,
that's true.
that's
Right.
another hit.
Another hit. We're doing well, aren't we?
I'm gonna have to find something really.
Well, you choose the next one, and then it'll be a
yeah.
miss.
Well, I'll pick an Italian horror movie. That'll.
Yeah, there you go. That'll do it. Before we leave you all, we should say that our Patreon supporters now have extra material to listen to going forward with each podcast. We do a supplement called What Did We See? We go through the films and TV shows we've watched between podcasts. It's more laid back and freer than our usual chats. There's also episodes where you sit with James and try and convince him why a movie is good. You can subscribe to Patreon for as little as $1 a month, or buy each episode at an exorbitant cost. What you could do is subscribe, download what you want, and cancel. I won't tell anybody. They're available at patreon.com/retrospection. Thank you for listening, and from me, goodbye.
Bye.